After weeks of being haunted by mysterious sounds of unknown origin in his home, a man finally decided to record every strange event that occurred. At first, the disturbances seemed minor and harmless, but things quickly grew worse until one night he managed to capture a series of terrifying incidents that shook him to the core.
This. Is that? What is that? In the water and a what? Man, there's some in my house. Get the out. Is that?
The lights in two separate rooms suddenly began flashing at the same time, flickering in an odd, unnatural rhythm. As he stood frozen, trying to make sense of what was happening, a spice jar suddenly shot up into the air, hit the ceiling, and crashed down with a loud thud. The man stood in shock, his eyes wide with disbelief at what he had just seen. Before he could even move, a chair near the table began sliding slowly across the floor, moving straight toward him as if controlled by an invisible force. Panicking, he stopped the recording and later admitted that in that moment he realized whatever was in his house wasn't just trying to show itself, it was trying to scare him. Over the past few weeks, Kyle has been regularly posting videos showing how hard it's been for him to get a peaceful night's sleep. His nights are filled with loud banging sounds, objects moving on their own, and most disturbing of all, the sound of children laughing, even though he lives completely alone with no kids. It's no surprise that his viewers started to grow worried. Then one day, someone noticed something strange in one of his older videos, a doll that always appeared somewhere in Kyle's house. He calls the doll Shelly. That night, as Kyle finally drifted off to sleep, the sound of children's laughter echoed once again. And when he woke up, what his camera had captured was truly bone-chilling.
The light has gone off 3 times. There it goes again. Goodness. What the hell? That's the light switch right there. I mean, there's another one there too that... Okay. I didn't touch that. I did not touch that light switch. There's nobody there.
Watch the light switch on the right, no one goes near it, yet suddenly, the light turns off by itself. A few seconds later, Kyle moves his camera to show that the room is completely empty. Right after that, the kitchen light starts flickering in a strange way. When he uploaded the footage, viewers noticed something Kyle had missed, small glowing orbs slowly drifting across the frame. Many believe these orbs are manifestations of spiritual energy, a sign of an unseen presence. From that night on, the disturbances in Kyle's home grew even worse. His viewers warned him that whatever was haunting him seemed to grow stronger by feeding on his fear. Still, Kyle refused to back down. He decided to face his fear head-on, standing alone in complete darkness for 60 seconds, staring straight into the unknown. What happened next was beyond anything he could have imagined.
Can I withstand 60 seconds in the dark of my basement? I thought it'd be a good idea to try to overcome my fears since I live in a haunted house, so we're gonna try this. Let's get going. There's one. There we go. 60 seconds. How long is 60 seconds? Oh, this is already a bad idea. I don't like this. I don't like this at all, yo. What was that? Yo. No. No, we don't need to hear noises while we're down here. Fuck. Is it over? Is it over yet? Dang, we got like 20 seconds? 20 seconds. Okay, I can do it. Oh, what was that? I heard something. Yo. Okay. Has it been 20? I don't know. The light switch won't work. Oh, shit. Okay.
One thing Kyle still can't understand is that when he tried to flip the switch to end his challenge, it didn't respond at all. The lights stayed off, as if something was preventing them from turning on. Strangely, the next morning, everything was back to normal. No electrical issues, no broken bulbs, nothing that could explain what happened. Now, Kyle is more convinced than ever that an unseen force is haunting his home, and all the signs point to one source: his doll, Shell. That night, Sydney was home all by herself. Her husband was still at work, and her baby was sleeping peacefully in his crib. To pass the time, she picked up her phone and started recording a short video. In the footage, the chandelier above her head could be seen gently swaying, while faint, eerie sounds drifted from upstairs footsteps slowly moving across the floor, sending chills down her spine.
Y'all, something really creepy is happening right now. My husband's at work. I'm the only one home, and listen. It sounds like someone is upstairs walking around. Okay, I'm actually freaking out because I just heard something drop upstairs, like on my ceiling. Hang on. Okay, I turned the video off because I'm actually really freaked out. That baby monitor that you saw laying on the ground is normally attached to the wall. My son isn't crawling, walking, pulling himself up, anything like that yet. So there's no way he could have done that. So now what do I do? All right, we're literally leaving the house. We're leaving the house.
The strange noises grew louder until a sudden, heavy thud echoed from upstairs. With cautious steps and her heart pounding, Sydney went up to check, only to find her baby still fast asleep, completely undisturbed. But what truly sent chills down her spine was the sight of the baby monitor, something that was normally secured tightly to the wall and completely out of reach, now lying on the floor. Overwhelmed by panic and fear, Sydney decided to leave the house for a while, trying to calm herself and make sense of the unexplainable event she had just experienced. One evening, the house was filled with warmth and laughter as the whole family gathered in the living room. Everyone was overjoyed because their oldest brother had just come home, and they were planning to go see a movie together that night. In the middle of all the excitement, one of the younger siblings asked for some cereal from the kitchen. A week later, out of curiosity, they decided to re-watch the recording from that joyful night.
Jody, what are you doing?
Waiting for you. When are we gonna go see the movie?
After we eat, we'll go to the movie. My dad is in town. Mike Webb, say hello.
Hello, say hello.
Hello, and my new mom.
Can I get something to eat?
Yes,
All right.
go for it.
Just cereal for now. And eat on the counter.
Jody, you're not feeling good? Oh, no. After the movie, you'll feel fine.
As the camera slowly panned toward the pantry area, a dark, shadowy figure could be seen standing still inside, seemingly staring straight at the family. At the time, no one noticed anything unusual, but when they re-watched the footage, it became clear that something, or perhaps someone, had been watching them since that afternoon. The discovery filled the family with both fear and curiosity, making them wonder if their home was truly haunted by something unseen. They even began considering calling a paranormal investigator to find out whether the presence was harmless or something far more sinister. From that moment on, the family lived in constant unease, keeping a close eye on the pantry and every corner of the house. A few days later, the strange occurrences around the pantry became more frequent. The door, which was always kept shut, would open on its own at night and remain wide open until morning. Determined to find out the truth, the eldest son decided to stay up late one night and record everything himself.
Okay, it's 12:34. September 19th. Nothing so far.
In the footage, the pantry door can be seen slowly swinging open on its own, even though no one is nearby. Just as the eldest son reaches out to close it, a dark, ghostly figure suddenly appears pressed against the glass, with two handprints clearly visible. Startled but trying to stay calm, he bravely opens the door wide, hoping to find an explanation. But all he finds is an empty space, silent and lifeless. Since that night, the entire family has been gripped by fear and confusion. They began debating whether they should call in a spiritual expert or perform a cleansing ritual to drive away the unseen presence that seemed to haunt their home. One thing was certain: they needed to understand what the spirit wanted and how to protect themselves from it. A few days later, a paranormal investigator named John arrived to uncover the truth behind the strange occurrences. Confident that he could debunk everything, he began his investigation calmly. For a while, nothing unusual happened, and John started to believe it might all be a misunderstanding. But then, the atmosphere suddenly shifted. Something terrifying began to unfold, and John soon found himself feeling the same fear the family had been living with all along.
Hi, I'm John. It's day 10, 12:03 a.m. Still nothing happening.
Yeah, what is that? It's like breathing. Come from the pantry. No. Oh, here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Go, 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 go. Go up, go, go. Go up. What the hell is that? Do you feel anything? I feel it. It's cold. What the hell is that? Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. The hell is that? Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Go, go, go. Whoa. Go in. Go, go. Dude. Look out, look out, look out.
Oh my god.
What the? I don't know. I don't know.
That's crazy.
I told you. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Go, go.
In the next recording, a deep, heavy breathing sound can be heard coming from behind the pantry door, as if something unseen is hiding there. Moments later, two pale hands reappear, pressed against the glass just like before. Filled with both fear and curiosity, John slowly reaches out to touch them. But before he can react, a terrifying face suddenly lunges toward the camera, sending chills down his spine. When John quickly swings the door open, the space inside is completely empty, no sign of anyone or anything at all. After that terrifying encounter, the family finally agreed they could no longer stay in the house. Fear had completely taken over. Whatever unseen force was lurking in their pantry had shattered their peace, turning what was once a warm and happy home into a place filled with dread and darkness. On August 29, 2025, a woman named Dom was alone in her storage unit. She was busy organizing and sorting through her belongings as part of her moving preparations. But in the middle of what seemed like a normal task, she suddenly felt something strange, a chilling, uneasy presence that made her skin crawl.
I'm over here at the storage, and I don't know if it's me, but y'all tell me I don't see that. Oh, no. I don't know if it's just a fan, like, going in and out, but the is that? Maybe. Maybe I'm bugging. No, I know y'all just see that, right?
From the corner of her eye, Dom caught a glimpse of a dark, shadowy figure shaped like a person standing at the far end of the hallway, as if it were watching her. At first, she assumed it was just a shadow cast by a fan or some moving object, creating a harmless illusion. But each time the figure appeared, its position shifted, as though it was moving closer, studying her from different spots. A slow, chilling fear began to creep over her, until she finally decided to leave the building at once. A few days later, Dom returned to collect the rest of her belongings. But the moment she stepped into the hallway, her blood ran cold. There were no fans, no shadows, nothing at all that could explain the mysterious figure she had seen before.
See, this is my storage. And I'm honestly, I'm like acting like you guys are human, or... Bitch, I might be living here tonight. No. Oh. Oh my... No, I'm not doing this. And there's no way. There's no way I'm in the storage stuck in the shit. Hello!
After making sure the entire building was completely empty and no one else was around, Dom was suddenly startled by a loud noise. One of the roll-up doors had slammed open or shut on its own. The sound was so sudden and intense that her heart began to race. Panicking, she quickly locked herself inside her own storage unit, holding her breath and staying hidden for a long time before finally gathering the courage to step out. To this day, Dom still has no idea what, or perhaps who, was behind the terrifying and unexplainable event that happened to her that night. A woman named Linda began experiencing a series of strange and unexplainable events inside her home occurrences that only seemed to happen when she was completely alone. At first, she tried to convince herself that it was all just her imagination, or maybe her mind playing tricks on her. But as days went by, the unsettling noises became more real, impossible to ignore. After weeks of living in fear and confusion, Linda finally decided to set up a camera to uncover the truth behind it all. What she captured on film was truly shocking. The sound of heavy footsteps echoed clearly, pounding up and down the stairs as if someone were frantically pacing without rest. Yet, in reality, Linda was completely alone in the house. Each time the eerie sound appeared, it would go on for nearly 20 minutes before suddenly vanishing, leaving behind an unsettling silence. Unfortunately, the strange events didn't stop there. Over time, the disturbances only grew stronger. Eventually, it wasn't just one staircase creaking, it was every staircase in the house. It was as if the unseen presence had grown bolder, or perhaps multiplied.
You guys, I'm hearing it again, but from downstairs this time. Yeah, nope.
Some skeptics tried to dismiss her experience, claiming that the footage didn't show the entire staircase and was therefore hard to believe. So, the next time a similar event occurred, Linda prepared more carefully and recorded everything without missing a single second from start to finish. The footage was truly shocking, leaving anyone who saw it with no doubt about the reality of what had happened.
I keep hearing somebody walk up and down my stairs, but there is obviously nobody there. There's nothing there. And it keeps coming up and down, up and down.
Hearing continuous footsteps with no clear source is often seen as a sign of a residual haunting. Such a spirit seems trapped in a loop, endlessly replaying its traumatic moments, usually during panic, escape, or even death, as if stuck in its final moments forever. At this point, Linda admits she no longer feels safe being alone in the house. She has shared her footage with a ghost hunter, and a thorough investigation is now underway. We can only hope she finds the answers she's seeking before the haunting grows even more intense and threatening. Dustin Fraser has long suspected that something, whether a creature or an unseen energy, has been following him wherever he goes. At home, he often hears strange noises for no apparent reason, doors suddenly closing on their own, and on several nights, he has woken up with a terrifying feeling that something is standing silently beside his bed, watching him. But most shockingly, one night, the events continued, even though Dustin wasn't at home. Watch the footage closely.
Pool is looking a little green, if you ask me, but I mean, to be fair, like the season's almost over, so check this one. Shoot good. Hot tip. I hate coming up here. Okay. I did around, everything's fine. So.
If you pay close attention, you can hear a faint whisper before a dark figure appears, standing directly behind him. The question is, does this finally serve as the proof Dustin has been looking for to confirm that a spirit is truly following him? Or is there a more rational explanation behind this mysterious event? In this video, a man named Josh hears a strange noise coming from downstairs that catches his attention and leads him to the living room. But what his camera captures is far more terrifying than he could have imagined. Watch closely. After checking the entire house and finding nothing unusual, Josh returned to the living room, only to be shocked at the total chaos before him. To understand the contrast, initially, the room had been perfectly organized, the cross hanging upright, the dining area neatly arranged, and every item in its place. But when he came back, everything had changed drastically. The cross was now hanging upside down. The refrigerator door was wide open. One of the dining chairs had been placed on top of the table. The chandelier swung as if moved by unseen hands. Boxes that had been neatly stacked were now scattered across the floor. And the most frightening of all, a knife stood upright, perfectly stabbed into the cutting board, like a silent, threatening warning. After Josh shared the footage, the discussion exploded. He explained that he had lived in the house for over 6 years, but the strange disturbances only started about 3 years ago, right after he bought a haunted doll from eBay. What had begun as a joke ended up opening a door to something he couldn't control. The obvious question arose, why not just get rid of the doll? Here's the problem. Josh believes burning it could release the entity inside to roam freely, and moving it might not help either, since the spirit could simply choose to stay in the house. For years, the disturbances had been mild and mostly ignorable, but recently they had grown aggressive and intimidating. Some viewers pointed out that poltergeists usually don't flip crosses, suggesting this might not be a simple haunting, but something much darker. Others thought the chaos could be a warning of worse things to come. Some claimed to see movement behind the curtain, assuming someone was hiding there. But Josh explained, "Behind the curtain, there's a cat tree and a chair. My cat likes to sit there and look out the window." That detail made some people take him more seriously. Even now, no one has been able to offer Josh a real solution. So the question remains, if you were in his position, what would you do? And if this isn't paranormal, how would you explain what's happening in that house? A father began feeling uneasy after his 2-year-old daughter kept insisting that a ghost was living in their home. At first, he responded lightly and jokingly, saying that the only spirit allowed in the house was the Holy Spirit. But one quiet evening, curiosity overcame his doubt. Grabbing his phone, he decided to follow his daughter as she confidently walked through the house, pointing out the exact spots where she claimed to see the ghost. The footage captured by his camera has since left many viewers questioning whether a truly supernatural presence exists in the home. Watch the video closely.
Ghost. Right where? Come here and show me. Where's the ghost at? I don't see nothing. Go find it. Come on, show me. Hold my hand. Where's the ghost? Right where? Okay, say bye, ghost. Bye, ghost. Okay.
At first, everything seemed normal. No mysterious shadows, no strange movements, and even the air around them felt completely ordinary. The father felt relieved, believing it was just his daughter's vivid imagination. But what unsettled him was how consistent her behavior was. For several days, she kept pointing to the same corner of the living room, or waving down the empty hallway as if greeting someone unseen. Sometimes she even cheerfully said, "Hi," with a tone so innocent that the moment felt both eerily real and unsettling. Viewers of the video couldn't help but wonder, could a child's innocence make her more sensitive to spiritual energy, able to perceive things adults cannot? Or is this simply the wild imagination of a toddler playing in a house that suddenly feels far from empty? A man began hearing strange and unsettling noises coming from his son's bedroom, even though he was certain the room was empty. Curious, but also a little uneasy, he decided to record what was happening. The footage he captured has since sparked widespread debate online. Watch the video closely.
Alright, check this out. There's this noise coming from the bedroom. But my wife and my baby, they're not here. They're not in the bedroom. And this noise happens every day at this exact time. Man. Yeah, there's no one in there. No one.
Every time that frightening sound echoed from behind the door, he tried to find a logical explanation. Maybe it was an old pipe rattling, a creaky wooden floor, or a gust from the air vent causing the door to move. But this time was different. The door didn't just shake, it opened and closed on its own, as if an unseen presence was trying to make itself known. He admitted that he had never experienced anything like this before, or at least never had the courage to stay long enough to witness it. Normally, when the strange noises appeared, he would drown them out with the TV or distract himself until they stopped. The fear intensified when viewers paused the footage and noticed chilling details. The shelves in his living room were filled with books on dark rituals, demonology, and the nature of evil. Some believe that, unintentionally, he had opened the door to something malevolent, a dark spirit drawn to the energy surrounding him. As often warned by the paranormal community, you can't live among shadows and still expect the light to protect you. Skeptics, of course, might call it mere coincidence. But what do you think, was this truly a supernatural disturbance, or just an ordinary accident?